What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Appreciate you guys joining me on this fine morning. Getting ready to celebrate Independence Day. Our independence from the tyrannical kings across the pond, where everyday men took up muskets and hatchets and fought our way to independence. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate you guys joining me. As many of you may have seen, I already posted a video introducing my bike. So this video will be an introduction of myself. A little backstory on how I bought the bike. There's a group of us, one guy from Houston, one from Oregon, and one from California. And we get together every couple years for a long distance motorcycle trip. We all meet at a designated place, and we explore and discover America from its back roads. In 2018, we had put a trip together, and my intention was to rent a Harley Davidson in Denver, fly into Denver, rent it, join up with the other guys, and then drop it off in Denver when we're finished, and head on home, flying home. So probably about 2 months before the trip was to take place, I was on YouTube looking at bikes and motorcycle channels, and came across the 2018 Goldwing. I was never interested in buying a Goldwing. They had become too big and cumbersome, and frankly too ugly for me. So I had looked at the BMW 1600s for a long distance bike as a touring option, but my stance was that my kids were in travel sports, so all our weekends were taken traveling across the country, so I had no time to ride. I wasn't going to buy a $30,000 bike and just let it sit in my garage. So even though I looked at what was out there, I really had no intention of buying. And then, like I said, I came across the Goldwing, the Generation 5 Goldwing, the latest. It was gorgeous. I loved the styling. It had lost some weight. From what the video said, it was nimble. It was full of technology. It handled beautifully. And it was fun to ride. So I turned my buddy on to it and said, "Hey, check this thing out." And he said, after looking at videos, he said, "You need to buy that bike. That thing looks awesome. It suits you to a T." And I said, "I can't, man. I just don't ride it enough. It's just gonna sit there, gather dust. It's just not worth it." And his comment was, "Buy it. You will ride it." So I laughed it off. And I said, "I'll buy one if you buy one." And he laughed. He said, "I've got my Yamaha Venture. It's 7 months old, and I love that thing. It's a perfect bike for me. It's the last bike I'll ever own. Love how it rides, love how it feels, love everything about it." And so I continued to look up everything I could find about the Honda Goldwing, the new Honda Goldwing. And the more I read, the more I liked. The more I liked, the more I wanted. So I called around a few dealerships in my area and The stance was all the same. $30,000 out the door, nothing lower, no deals, no negotiating. But we'll throw in a $100 voucher for some clothes. So I told him, man, I'm not buying a $30,000 bike and let it sit in the garage. That's silly. 2 days later, he calls me up and he says, I found one for you in Houston. The white one, just like you like. 23.5 or 23.2, something like that. And so I laughed and I cried. And so I called up the dealership, bought the bike, and it was a done deal. Without ever having to sit on one, without having to feel one, look at one in person, I bought a Goldwing. So a couple hours later, I called him and said, hey, I bought it. Go down there, pick it up for me. Get that first 500-mile break-in going. At the time, we thought we still needed a 500-mile break-in. So I wanted it done before we left on our trip. And so he did it. He picked it up. First thing he says, man, this thing feels so light. It feels a lot lighter than 100 pounds that it's lost. It's so easy. Whew. You almost got it, little guy. It's so easy to maneuver in a parking lot. It handles like it's a 1000 crotch rocket. It's so smooth. All the reviews came back glowing that first day. So during that week, he took it to the Three Sisters and let her rip. And each night he would call me and give me a review, and each night it got better and better and better. And each night I craved it more and more. I had 3 weeks to go before I was to fly to Houston and meet up with him and get to ride my bike. And those 3 weeks were horrible. After about a week of him breaking my bike in, he bought his own. He traded in his beloved Yamaha Venture, the last bike he was ever going to own, and bought himself a new Goldwing. We don't want to go this way. And so finally the day came. I flew down to Houston, got to sit on my bike, and then we hopped on 2 hours later and took a 1,000+ mile journey to Cheyenne, Wyoming to meet the other two guys. And I spent that first 1,000 miles getting to know my baby, learning all the buttons, all the functions, learning all the technology. And I tell you, the biggest thing that stood out in my mind was how smooth it was, how effortless it was to ride. It did everything I wanted it to. I set it in a turn and it followed. I put the cruise on 80 and it did its thing. It was just very comfortable. So I was hooked from day one. So now let me tell you a little bit about this channel. This channel was started as a way of me showing my family and friends what motorcycling is all about. As many of you that ride know, you can explain to non-riders all day what motorcycling is about. But they will never understand. They can never get the risks involved out of their minds. They can't understand the freedom you feel, the experiences, the sights, the smells, the emotions that you get on a winding road draped by mountains, oceans, lakes, plains. Feelings and emotions you can't get in any other mode of transportation. Yeah, obviously there are risks involved, especially with all these people on their cell phones these days. I've almost been hit or driven off the road more times this past year and a half than I have in all my years of riding because of careless people. So yes, the dangerous risk element is there, of course, but man, that's in the back of your mind. You don't even think about that. You jump on the bike, it's like jumping in a therapy couch, big leather couch where you let everything loose. All the bills are gone, job is gone, family issues are gone, business issues are gone. Nothing matters but you and that bike. Take a little moment here to enjoy. So yeah, appreciate you guys coming to my channel. Feel free to comment, opine, critique. I've got thick skin. I'm strongly opinionated, but I am open. I am open to other people's belief. If I say something is blue and you tell me it's red, tell me why it's red. Why have your experiences make you think it's red? What has your education done to make you think it's red? Why have your beliefs made you think it's red? I'm willing to listen. You may change my mind, or you may not. In the end, we'll agree to disagree, but there will be no hard feelings. No one will be banned for hurting my feelings. No one will be admonished for not believing my beliefs, for being mean to me or anyone else that follows me. How many sites have we been on where someone says something stupid, and when you call them out on it, you get reprimanded, you get sent to the corner, you get warned, you even get kicked out of the group. Yeah, it's happened to me quite a few times. I started my own Facebook channel, and I'll put the link down below. Same philosophy. Let's talk bikes, cars, women, guns, anything. No topic is off topic, even though it's a bike thread or a bike group. And stupidity will be countered. So if you got thin skinned, it may not be the place for you. But if you can dish it out and take it, that may be the place for you. You may have found yourself a home. So yeah, join us. I think it'll be a good time letting men be men instead of treating them like little boys. We need to bring the testosterone back. So basically, that is it. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you following me on my journeys. And with that said, take it away, Cass.